What's up, everybody? It's Ivan with Trouts Fly Fishing. Here's the forecast for January 29th. Apologize for the little gap in coverage that we had, but we're back, healthy, ready to talk about bugs, flows, and weather. So yeah, let's get to it. To start, we should say it's still winter. We're obviously going to be in a little bit of a more mild stretch. I looked at the weather and looks like there's some nice fishable weather coming up over the weekend and into next week. So yeah, with that in mind, let's talk bugs, flows, and weather. I'm going to start with a good general attractor. This is the brown jigged variant of the mini leech from Land & Mayer. Leech is a great attractor fly on freestones and tailwaters alike. Sort of can't go wrong with the leech. It's always leech season here in Colorado. This will get your flies down, but it also catches fish. That might sound familiar from the late episode of 5 Flies for January, but when Russ said that, there's nothing more true than that. It catches fish, but also gets your bugs down, which is key this time of year, getting your bugs into the zone and doing it quickly so you can get a long drift through a pool where you might find more fish stacked up. So you want to get in there quick to be effective. Jig mini leech, hard to go wrong with. Another fly that gets down quick, the poison tongue. This is in blue. This is, I believe, a size 20. We're going to be fishing size 20s and then even smaller, especially on the tailwaters. But poison tongue has the weight to get down. We've talked about it before. This is the time of year when you want to get down quick, especially if you're not seeing fish elevated, and the poison tongue will do a good job of that. Another one, classic, a favorite of 5 Flies and forecasts alike, the tungsten rainbow warrior. This is in the size 22. Gets down quick, flashy, so it has a little bit of different appearance, sort of can grab a fish's attention. I should also mention that the poison tongue is in blue, and I know we've talked about blue before. Blue is super visible for trout at depth, and so if you're fishing at depth, poison tongue, hard to beat. And then the rainbow warrior has a little bit of extra flash, grabs fish's attention, something a little bit different than what they would normally see. Then we can also go with something a little bit more drab. So this is the WD-40. So this is a great fly. It's an olive 22. It's a great fly if the fish are going to be a little bit more elevated. It doesn't have as much weight to it, so if you're trying to get it down, you're going to have to use a little bit more split shot. But this fly is great for picking off those fish that are elevated and maybe moving a little bit more to food, especially with some of the warmer weather that we see down here in Deckers over the next couple of days. Something like that where the fish are going to be a little bit more active and moving around in off of a current and sort of picking off all those food items. The WD-40 will do a great job. Similar thing with this flashback black beauty glass bead. That's a size 22 as well. That glass bead sort of looks like a little pocket of air if insects emerging. Midges are a primary hatch this time of year, and the black beauty continuously gets done. Flashback adds a little bit of extra element of visual appeal for the trout, and it's hard to go wrong with those bugs. So those are the 5 flies for this here forecast. Let's talk about flows. Let's talk about flows. You can actually utilize our new touchscreen PC we have. It's a good place to check out if you're just grabbing bugs here at the Denver shop, but it's also a good place to check out flows. We sort of replaced the iPad, bigger screen, just browsing through the South Platte Basin, and flows look very good. We saw a little bit of bump below Cheeseman, seeing a bump below 11 Mile, above 11 Mile, so the Dream Stream's above 100. These are some really good flows for late winter fishing, and super excited to see that. It means healthy fisheries, and hopefully, I've seen some forecasts for snow in the high country, and it looks like we'll hopefully be adding to that snowpack. So flows are really good on those tailwaters. The freestones, they're going to be a little bit more hit and miss, as we've talked about before. Seeing some gauges that are showing probably most likely frozen along the Colorado. The lower on the Eagle, though, you're seeing some open water. Middle Arkansas, it's always a great option this time of year, as Zeke has talked a lot about in the Frisco forecast that he puts out every 2 weeks. So flows look good. They're higher than they have been, so fish are going to be a little bit more excited. Does mean with a little bit of higher flows that fish might not be as the water's going to take a little bit more time to warm up, so fishing might not be as good in the morning as it would be if the water was low. But that does mean that fishing going to be a little bit. There's going to be more places for them to hide, more places for them to eat, and that is obviously something you want as an angler. You want fish to be in good position to catch. So you're going to find a little bit more variety with the higher flows and with some warmer weather, especially along the South Platte coming up. We're set up well for some good fishing coming up. So that's flows. Let's talk about weather. All right, so weather down here around Deckers, you're looking at some pretty reasonable highs in the 40s, some in the 50s, sometimes in the 30s, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty warm along the South Platte. There are lower overnight lows, so it means a little bit of a slower start, but the highs are going to get fish a little bit more active. Good news up in the high country. Looked at the Vail. Temperatures are going to be a little bit lower, but there's a lot of snow forecasted, or snow flurries, snow storms forecasted in the next couple weeks. Obviously, something that we like to see. We want to build up that snowpack so we have a good spring, summer, and fall of fishing for 2021. So always nice to see snow in the forecast, even if it's not a major system. Any snow is good snow, in my opinion, this time of year. So weather looks like it would, like classic sort of late winter weather. It is a little bit warmer than it has been, which is obviously a good thing for fishing. But seeing some snow in the forecast is a positive thing. So that is weather. Let's wrap it up. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate the patience. I know 5 flies came out a little bit later than normal, with like a solid 5 days left in January. But don't worry, we're going to be back on schedule. Forecast is back. 5 flies is going to be, we're going to be filming 5 flies next week, getting it out early in February. So appreciate you guys' patience. As always, you can find us here in the shop, online, troutsflyfishing.com. Up in Frisco, go see Zeke. Yeah. Goodbye. Bye-bye.